It's time to awaken your spirit and realize the joy of meaningful work. Welcome to Conscious Manifesting with your host, Kimberly Schneider. In this series, you will learn how to create more of what you want
to
in
talk
life.
about these concepts today with our guest, Adrianus. He's the author of a book called The ClearView Conspiracy, a spiritual adventure, which is something that you really need to put on your reading list for this year. Let's talk about the book. What inspired you to write this book? I have to say, it reminds me a little bit, as I had just gotten done reading The Lost Symbol by Dan Brown when I picked up your book. The book starts out definitely differently than a lot of spiritual books, but in the genre of an adventure for sure. Do you want to set the stage for us by maybe reading that first paragraph of the book for us?
Sure.
The night was dark. A bitter wind wailed over Phoenixville Industrial Park, 30 miles west of Philadelphia. Thick clouds concealing the new moon started to release a thin spray of sleet. A man cursed. He was hiding behind a group of large evergreens just outside the fence of Steelbridge Research Incorporated. His eyes were glued to the headlights of a white security van leaving the research center, a two-story building surrounded by a large parking lot and manicured lawns. The building was lit up and glared into the night. The man grunted, pulled out a cell phone from his pocket and, with his thumb, keyed in a number. 3 seconds later, a deafening explosion ripped through the night.
So that's how it starts, and it really just sort of picks up the pace from there. And what was really lovely, though, about the ClearView Conspiracy is that you're bringing in these elements that we can certainly see in our current reality, yet you're giving a different option.
We are, in essence, spiritual beings. The presence of me, of you, or anyone else is spirit form.
Now, I have to ask you, how do you know? What makes you able to say that with such certainty?
The next thing what we as human beings then would say is, research indicate that. and this is, it's a personal experience. And the conduit, that journey to that knowing is within me and within you and within anyone else. So it's a process. And I feel fortunate in many ways because, at the age of 6 I knew. I don't see that as an accomplishment at all.
It's like it's just a grace. It's like, why? Yes. There was a really nice paragraph in the book. I think it starts on page 196. That gets into sort of what enlightenment is.
Yes.
Could you read that for us?
We must realize that we can reach enlightenment within one single breath, and that we can lose it within one single breath as well. Enlightenment is not a status quo. It can't be checked off on our to-do list. Enlightenment refers to a level of consciousness that needs to be reached every moment of the day, moment by moment, right now. And now, and now. And now, and now, and now, and now. During every breath, you have the choice to live your next in a state of spiritual consciousness or not. During every moment, you have the choice to embrace your true self and see spirit in all living things or not. The choice is yours. Between two thoughts, there is a pause, a smidgen of space. Step into that void and direct your next thought. What is it going to be? Will your next moment be spent consciously? Enlightenment is merely a breath away. It's a process of choice, created one moment at a time. Now and now. 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 now, now, and now.
That is so beautiful, and it was really profound, and I loved that you put this in here. Well, that's Adrianus. He is the author of the ClearView Conspiracy. You're listening to Conscious Manifesting on webtalkradio.net. This is Kimberly Schneider, and we're going to continue this conversation a little more about
doing this left and right, because we are here to fully embrace our physical form, because we are doing something that in spirit we will not be able to do. So we are here to do it, to engage in this physical plane.
Just like you said when you were 6 years old, you had that awareness that you wanted to fully engage with this life.
Right.
We are the experience, and we're the creator of the experience, and we're the witness to the experience. And we're all of those things, and yet most of the time we're not aware of. The exciting thing, though, even as I'm saying that, I say, you know what, that's not true, because we are aware. We are waking up.
In 1 month, Eckhart Tolle sold 3.5 million copies of his book, The New Earth, in 1 month. So there is so much going on in the world. There's so much movement. It's so exciting indeed.
It is. In fact, I'll never forget the day I walked into Borders, or maybe it was Barnes & Noble, one of the big box bookstores, and the front table was covered with Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth. If there's one thing, Adrianus, that you could leave us with, in terms of what you know that you'd like us to take with us into the next week, what would it be?
Could I read one paragraph to you?
Absolutely.
It is at the end of the book, and the main character says,
I've learned that with every thought I set into motion a chain reaction of events that will support or obstruct the quality of my life and the lives of thousands of people around me. We owe it to ourselves and the rest of humanity to engage fully and authentically in our lives. We are leaders in the history of mankind, leaders who lead by example. The more we express ourselves and follow our dreams, the more we motivate others to do the same. Let's not play small any longer. Let's shine, and let's support others to shine as well. I am spirit, you are spirit, all is spirit, and all is well.
Beautiful. Thank you. So that's a good thought to leave with. I do want to tell people where they can find your book.
The website is the ClearViewConspiracy.com.
The ClearViewConspiracy.com. Okay, well, I tell you what, I've been really happy to have this book. I sat down and started reading it thinking, I have, a few minutes here. I'll read a little bit of this book and see what it's all about. Well, I ended up pretty much throwing the whole rest of my day out the window and reading this book. It really grabbed me. And so I think a lot of people...
I made a mistake with the website, and I want to correct it before I forget.
Sure.
It's not the ClearView Conspiracy. It is just ClearViewConspiracy.com.
Okay, so go to ClearViewConspiracy.com and order this book. You won't be sorry. In fact, you might want to order a few extra to give to people, because I guarantee you're going to be telling people about this book. Adrianus, thank you so much for being with us today. It was a delight to speak with you.
Thank you. It was a privilege.